Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Reading Fan Fiction with Ted and Peter.
Hey everybody.
Hey,
Oh, sorry. Who are you?
I, I am, as always, Ted Burns.
I'm Peter. Peter Nadell.
And today we are coming at you with, coming right in your face with
Yeah,
a
right in your face.
21 Pilots fan fiction that I have found. Now, I chose 21 Pilots as our first foray into the
Yeah.
musical
I mean, into real
world.
life, period. I mean, these people are real people.
This is true. And that is definitely, now that you mention it, Peter, because per usual, I have skimmed it. Peter hasn't seen it at all, but
Josh and
that does
Tyler.
really make a lot of things really hit harder when you know there are real people at stake in what's going on. But I chose 21 Pilots for a multitude of reasons. One of them, another, dates back to me, Peter and I's first years of friendship. Peter, do you remember, and I would do this before we met, but do you remember when we would just go on YouTube and look up 21
Oh yeah,
Pilots
of course.
fan-made music video, and you filter it so it was only
Yeah.
what
That's how
had
to say,
been
yeah.
uploaded that week?
So
Which
many.
is every week we check, it would be at least 120.
Full of it,
Yeah,
yeah. And
new.
there, do you remember the really weird ones where it would be like little My Little Pony, like
Yeah,
uh
they
I mean, that's a
shocking
whole separate category of
by
fandom.
dozens and dozens of YouTube user accounts, just live action handheld camera vids of people playing with their little cartoon toys set to the song. And
Yeah,
I
to the
guess that's
songs.
just a whole
But
genre.
it was weird too because it wasn't even like the full song. It was like
No,
maybe
it was
45
usually
seconds of the
yeah, like a
song.
minute and 20 seconds because
Yeah.
it's like how much can you do?
Yeah, really. Yeah, I mean, you can only do so much
So
time
just
of
do the
just
best part of the song. I mean, no, we've talked about it on fan fiction.
yeah.
They just
Yeah.
you just cut to the chase.
Yeah, yeah.
Only
The
do what
pure
feels
essence.
good. Yeah. Um, so, and I encourage anybody to look up uh, any band fan made music video and do it because it's not just 21 Pilots.
No.
Though I think I've done it with other bands
Yeah.
and it's not quite the same
I mean,
mass.
I would recommend the listeners to just look up 21 Pilots like official music videos because those are also genuinely hilarious.
Oh, Peter. So that I guess that's a helpful pivot to the next point. Uh, when I was about, I think 16 going into 17, big fan of 21 Pilots. That that fall of 2013, it was like, you have the bands in your life that where it's like a time that you're like obsessed.
Yeah,
You
of
like
course.
do research and shit.
Yeah.
You've just subscribed to it. And that was 21 Pilots. I've seen them live in Boston House of Blues. I but still think that was a good show.
Which one was
Um,
which one's the drummer and which one's the
so
singer?
Josh Dunn
Josh Dunn,
is
yeah.
drummer,
Okay,
Tyler
that's
Joseph, and they're both
they're not brothers. For some reason I thought they were brothers.
no, they're just best friend queer bait.
Huh.
They have a very cute, but they have a certain following of young people
Right,
because
right,
they
right.
express, if you've heard of 21 Pilots and they express emotions very intensely, which I know was
Yeah.
a big draw for me, but they're also very then like sensitive and like cute and like not threatening.
Right. Which
And I'm
one is
not saying this
Blurry
is
Face?
bad. That's a persona that they created for the album Blurry Face in 2015. Um, so and I'm just explaining this because in finding this fan fiction, I saw this, and this will be a good uh, lend some good context as well. I came across the term bandom,
That's a new one for me
and
too. Wow.
yeah, so bandom.
Fandom.
This is awesome. So this is the definition that comes up if you just type it into Google. BANDOM. Bandom is the name given to a, and these are proper nouns, real people fiction fandom featuring a large but specific group of American bands, many of whom became popular in the mid 2000s.
Damn.
The three quote,
Damn,
and there
son.
are quote marks, quote, core bands are My Chemical Romance, Fall Out
Oh,
Boy, and Panic at the Disco. And I'd say yes, 21 Pilots falls in very well with
yeah.
those. And so Bandom, I would say they belong to this Bandom. Now, I don't really care for 21 Pilots music. I have recently actually like went back and listened to it and be like, maybe because I went through the phase where I really liked it, and then I was like, liking them is lame, and if I like them, I'm lame. And then
Well,
I'm like,
you like their most recent album, right?
I didn't listen to it.
Oh, you didn't? Oh,
They're like those two songs that I
oh
did say
yeah, yeah.
that, but I just don't really. But like even going back and listening to
This
those
is a
stuff, but I
music
was like,
podcast now.
really
Music
this. Well,
cast.
I mean, this is. I mean the.
Listening to songs with Ted and Peter.
Well, I mean the fan fiction is a
Yeah.
music
No, no,
fan
definitely. No,
fiction.
no, 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 no. It's quite warranted.
If it was just like the Star Wars fan fiction, I
Yeah.
started talking about the
21
fandom
Pilots.
of 21 Pilots. That'd be one thing. But the point is, I hold no animosity for uh, my my own relationship to them,
Yeah.
even though I think a shitty opinion, but one that would exist among my peers is like some of online peers would say like it is lame and like dumb to like them. I think that's probably a sentiment.
I mean, like, it's lame and dumb to like anything.
Yeah.
I
So,
mean,
but as always with these fan fiction, we all in good faith.
yeah.
Though I have to say, I, it's good that I'm saying this off the top because this fan fiction, I will say, listeners, this is our first. Not only is this our first foray into like real people, one, music, two. This is smut. We're gonna,
Oh. Oh
and
no.
I use that word only because that's the one
Right, right.
all these authors have used. Um,
This is the first I'm hearing of it too.
right.
Like
So
I didn't know it was smut.
we are back on Archive of Our Own.
Oh yes.
I don't think we've been here since the Star Wars fan fiction with Max.
Yeah. Yeah, which was
So
actually not that far away.
yeah, per usual, I will go through the attributes. So rating, not rated.
Well, how could you rate
Category,
it? I mean,
M and M. I like M/M.
wait. Oh,
Because
because it's
yeah.
it's like
Fandom.
Slim Shady's in this one.
He'd fit right. I mean, if you've heard a 21 Pilots song,
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I want to look up Eminem fan made music video.
yeah,
That's a good one.
I encourage all our listeners to just plug in their favorite or least favorite artists. So the fandom of 21 Pilots, let's give it up. The relationship is Josh Dunn, Tyler Joseph,
Of course.
the respective drummer and songwriter, singer of the band. Characters, Josh Dunn, Tyler Joseph. Whoa. Now, I have to say, as far as tags, I think Archive of Our Own has got fanfiction beat in
Oh,
terms
really?
of how funny these. Do you remember the last one?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think it's
yeah. That
quite
was a
that
good
funny,
one.
but other ones had really truly spectacular. But this is still pretty funny. Additional tags are airports, top Josh, making
Wait,
out,
airports?
airports, top Josh, making out, kissing, boys kissing, bottom Tyler. English language published 20 this year 2020 on April 12th.
Could you imagine? April 12th?
And there's 2 kudos and 81 hits, 1,534 words.
Could you imagine being somebody and being like, damn, I really want to I really want to read some 21 Pilots fan fiction that has porn in it, but I can't watch one where Tyler's the top.
Yeah, filter. I mean, it's just like porn. You like what you like.
I guess, yeah. I guess sometimes you just can't imagine somebody as a top or a bottom.
So the title of this is just simply two. Now, this author does have a piece called One, but it has nothing to do with two.
It's like the
So
letter two,
I don't
TWO, or is it like the
know
numeral
the
two?
numeral,
Oh my
the
God, that's
Arabic numeral.
psychotic.
Yeah. Now,
They're
I
like writing, like they're writing like a ransom letter through their
yes,
it's all a code. The next one that comes out is like 53.
this author's name is, and I had forgotten this, and the, I apologize, but their username is fetus_Joshler, which I can
Oh God.
only assume is a horrible Frankenstein of Josh and Tyler. What's that word when you combine two?
A portmanteau.
Portmanteau, yes.
Yes. Um, that's disgusting.
Oh, so summary, airplanes and stuff. There's two parts put together in this. Oh, so maybe that's,
Maybe that's why it's called two.
uh-huh. Here we go.
Airplanes are known for being in two parts.
Yeah.
Everybody knows about airplanes. There are two of them.
Especially stories about them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So it begins. Tyler was going to be boarding the plane in an hour. Currently, he was sitting in the airport waiting for his flight to be called. He was heading back home to Columbus, Ohio. Tyler
Oh
Ford.
yeah, I forgot they were like
Yeah,
Columbus heads. Like
yeah,
they love Columbus.
yeah. They rep Columbus hard. Tyler Fordots strongly disliked flying. Actually, he absolutely hated it. Being thrown into a confined space with two other people you don't know and being so high up in the air.
Two.
Like three, like the three seats in a row, or not a row.
Oh, oh, I thought he's like, damn, I hate my private jet so much. I hate
I
flying
mean,
in my
maybe.
private jet.
Oh no, because this isn't a spoiler, but this is set right before the origin of the band.
Oh,
So this is
this is prequel.
top Josh and bottom Tyler meeting for the first
Oh,
time.
this is them meeting for the first time?
Yes,
Wow. We are really
that's
getting
part
a
of yeah, that's
first-hand
part of
look.
why I picked this one. This
You
is
don't you
provides a
don't
sort
need
of
any.
a myth, a creation
Right,
myth
right,
for
right.
21 Pilots.
That's exactly what 21 Pilots needed.
So he doesn't like being so up high in the air, confined, the constant anxiety of plane crashing, or someone with a weapon on board.
Oh my God.
He just despised it.
Could you imagine? It's like he takes a Xanax to go to sleep, and he writes sicko mode, but
Yeah.
it's 21 Pilots.
Now, I will say for the readers, so far, as someone familiar with the personas of the band, this is pretty on character for
Oh, for Tyler.
for Tyler. Like he's kind of
Wow.
like he's like vulnerable and like very like, and he's like something's wrong inside my head.
Is he the one that's
Right.
doing backflips all the time?
No, that's the drummer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shouldn't he be drumming? Why is he doing
Well, it's
backflips?
like it's a big stunt that they do in their
Right.
energetic live shows. He was nervously looking around the airport. For what? He didn't know. He hated how many people were here today. Fuck these other people at the airport. He had his bag in front of him, and he was sitting on the end of the row of chairs so that he'd only have to sit by one person. The row was starting to fill up with more and more people, and now the only seat left in his row was the one next to him.
Oh,
Yeah,
I have a feeling I know who's gonna sit down.
yeah. He
Fate.
he closed his eyes and put his earbuds in. He had his face resting on his
He's
hand.
listening to 21 Pilots. He was listening to this great new song by 21 Pilots.
Called car radio. And his arm was sitting on the armrest. He heard someone Should have said arm was resting on the armrest.
Or just don't even bring it up.
He heard someone faintly talking and opened
He's
his
heard
eyes.
somebody faint. Somebody passed out next to him.
But it was too embarrassing, so I just kept listening to 21 Pilots. He doesn't know why, but he likes eavesdropping. He looked up and
Doesn't he have his headphones on?
well, you know, when you have your earbuds in, you can just like have it loud enough that you can like still hear.
I've never done that.
He looked up and saw a man standing in front of him. His soft brown eyes looked inviting. His
Oh.
dark curly hair, the tattoo sleeve that poked out from underneath his hoodie.
I like the idea that they look exactly the same. Like just like before being in a band.
Sorry, did I wake you? The stranger asked. Tyler shook his head and removed his earbuds. Oh, well, I was asking if I could sit here. He rubbed the back of his neck nervously. Oh, very anime. Tyler nodded and the man smiled. Tyler's heart leaped out of his chest. The stranger's smile was perfect. His pearly whites were almost glowing, the way his eyes crinkled slightly and his nose scrunched up a little. Like, I'll flash. I'll probably have flashed these two images on the screen at this time by this point, but maybe I'll do it again here. Who knows?
Sure.
It was like this. Oh, sorry, I skipped. My bad. A blush crept its way onto Tyler's cheeks, and he completely flushed red when he realized he was staring with his lips parted slightly. The man moved to sit down, admiring Tyler's flustered state. He thought it was cute. He stuck
Do you want to
fuck? That's top Josh. He stuck out his hand once he sat. Josh, he smiled again. Tyler was at a loss for words at a moment before putting his small hand into Josh's bigger one. Tyler, he stuttered out as they
You want to
shook
start
hands.
a band with me?
Yeah, I'll be the bottom. After they shook hands, Tyler just stared at Josh. Now, here's I'll point something out as well. They are earlier I used the term queer bait. And that's true because I think Tyler Joseph is, I mean, he is married to a female identifying, a woman.
He's married to a woman. Fellas, am I right?
Yeah, so he's hetero, and I think this other fellow, Josh Dunn, is like, I'm attracted to women.
Wait, let me look it up.
So bear that in mind, that that is the reality we're dealing with. It was like this for a good 3 minutes before. So Tyler just
dude, he's engaged to Debbie Ryan. Is that person? Yeah, she's famous. She's an actress. Dude, he's not gay at all.
Yeah, neither of them are, and they're also both very Christian.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. Well, I mean Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah,
they're good Midwestern boys.
So Tyler just stares at Josh apparently for a good 3 minutes before Tyler's face flushed red again.
I love fan fictions that have no concept of what time is. Like I don't think I've ever stared at anything for 3.
Yeah. You know how long 10 seconds is? He realized they were still holding hands.
Meanwhile, like it's like priority boarding now. now calling
Last
our
call.
Sky Miles members.
Tyler quickly retracted his hand. No, not quickly at all. His hand.
Yeah, wait, yeah, it's the opposite.
I guess in the moment, like he was red all the way up to the tips of his ears. Josh just smirked and looked up to see how much longer until their flight was called. Another 45 minutes. Oh, okay. So they got time to spare.
45 minutes?
Josh smirked to himself.
I assume it's a domestic flight. Why are you there 45 minutes early?
Knowing that it was going to be fun to tease this little blushy boy. He saw Tyler was still stealing glances at him and then started staring again. Josh smiled and said, "Take a picture. It'll last longer." Tyler covered his face with his hands and looked away. Oh my God. Josh tapped his shoulder and asked what seat Tyler had. Tyler looked up and mumbled out, C5. Josh smirked and said, "Well, this'll be good. I have C4." Isn't Tyler like scared of weapons on the plane near Josh's?
Could you imagine being
That's a bit of
C6 in that row?
thematic irony. Yeah,
Be
yeah.
like, hey guys, I
Yeah.
can you guys I'm sitting over there. I have the window seat.
You're
Can you
making me uncomfortable. Tyler looked at him with shock. He couldn't believe it. An entire plane ride next to this extremely attractive man.
I mean, it's Columbus, Ohio. There's no place. It's like a 2-hour flight.
A while later, their plane was called. They walked over to board together. Tyler was still blushing and flustered. It seems like Tyler can barely handle
Yeah,
himself.
he's
Like it was
like
a problem.
falling apart.
After boarding, they found their appropriate seats and sat down. For some reason, nobody had the last seat, and they're like, "Oh,
Oh,
so
of
don't worry,
course.
I don't have
Yeah.
to worry about
For
that."
some reason, I guess nobody's going to Columbus, Ohio.
It was just the two of them. Josh could see Tyler shaking slightly and asked what was wrong. "Oh, it's nothing," he replied. "Well, surely it's something." "Oh, well, I agree." "What's wrong?" Josh persisted. Tyler sighed and said this was the first time he'd been on a plane in his whole life. Josh
Did he
made a
say he
bold.
hated planes?
Well, this is why it's the first time. No, I hate him so much. He's been avoiding
He
this.
hates them so much he's never been on one.
Josh made a bold move and set his hand on Tyler's. His blush profound. Well, I mean, no more bold than holding his
Yeah, his
hand for
hand for
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
I don't think. Well, we don't need to go into that. It felt nice, just someone, being there to comfort him. He sighed contentedly and soon found himself drifting off to sleep. He's like a
Jerking
puppy.
off. He soon found
Jerking
himself
off to
jerking off.
He woke up sometime later because a baby started crying. Was it him? He asked. He realized he was leaning on Josh's shoulder and quickly picked up his head up. Josh just smiled and said it was fine. They started talking, and Josh asked Tyler for his number. Their flight was ending, and things are happening
Yeah.
so fast. Tyler pulled a pen out of his pocket and wrote his number on Josh's hand. First, Tyler, for some reason, wanted so badly to kiss the stranger. In my
Fuck.
dreams, I miss you. He flicked his eyes up to Josh's, then. Sorry, I have to. Yeah. He flicked his eyes up to Josh's, then down his lips, and then back to his eyes.
What? Wait, down his eyes lips?
Then down to lips, and then back up to his eyes. Josh knew what he wanted, so he closed the gap between their mouths.
Whoa.
Tyler reciprocated as best he could, but he was inexperienced.
Hey, do you guys have any trash that you... Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hey, C6, I was late, but
Oh, never mind. I'll just give you guys to that.
Josh put his hand on Tyler's thigh and rubbed circles into it. Tyler moaned gently, and Josh shot his tongue into his mouth. Tyler pulled back, his face flushed red.
These people just met each other.
Yeah, wham bam, thank you, ma'am. I'm
This is
sorry.
This is how I want my relationships to go.
I didn't mean to, moan like that, he mumbled. Oh, Tyler's one of those prudes who is I don't make noise during sex. I mean, I guess that's within character.
I don't know about the fans, but
yeah,
the actual people, like the actual members of 21 Pilots must have the most boring sex in the world. They look so boring. They cannot be laying good pipe. No.
Good old missionary.
Exactly.
For these good Christians.
Yeah, but they're lasting tops 5 minutes.
Yeah.
They're in and out,
Hey, then I'm in good company,
Woo!
No, I think they definitely give the aura of giving their fans the impression that sex is something that is that is perfect and
between people who love each other.
Yeah, and that and it can be smutty and dirty, but there's nothing. But it's
sacred.
These people are young.
Yeah.
They're inexperienced.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think these bands, are
I mean, I'm putting
very,
I'm putting
uh,
Fetus Josh Giler. Was that his name? Fetus
yeah,
Giler. 14 tops. I mean,
yeah.
that
I
there's no
mean,
way.
it's the gateway to figuring, without
Yeah. Oh,
being
of
like,
course, of course.
anyway. Uh, he apologizes to Moan. Josh only smirked and said, "Well, you're a pretty moaner." If
Oh,
Tyler
is that because they're gonna be in a band together?
if Tyler could get any redder, he did. Okay. Their flight landed and the two hugged. Tyler
This is
whispered in
before the
Josh's
flight
ear,
landed.
"Call me later," before walking away. He turned back for a second and winked. It was Josh's turn to blush. As soon as Tyler got to
I
his
like to
house,
imagine they're like both walking to the taxi
yeah.
stand. It's like, call me later, and then they like walk the same way.
to take the transit to the Uber
Yeah,
station.
yeah.
He got a call from an unknown number once he got to his house. He answered, knowing it was Josh. "Hey, baby boy, what's your address?" Then there's like a break. And then it says again,
What's
"Hey,
his
baby
address?
boy, what's your address?" Oh, so this
Wait,
is the second chapter.
what's
Tyler
his address? What's his
smiled
address?
to himself before telling Josh
This
what it
person
was.
doxes
Yeah, like,
Josh
"Here's
from
my
this.
security code."
Yeah.
He responded with, "Oh, cool, we live really close. Be there in 15," then hung up.
Oh,
Tyler
cool. We
was
live really close together in Columbus, Ohio.
beep,
This
beep.
bustling metropolis, Columbus, Ohio.
Tyler was excited. Well, actually, that's an understatement. He was ecstatic. Even though
Well,
Josh was a stranger, he felt
he did a
oddly
backflip.
comfortable. No, it's Josh who does the backflip.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Comfortable around him. It's weird, he thought. But he also thought it was weird that he ended up zoning out for at least 10 minutes because when he pulled out his phone to see how long until Josh got there, it had already been 10 minutes. Jesus.
Jeez, this guy is like, this is not good. This
Hey,
is like,
space cadet, come.
like it's even worse. Like he lost 3 minutes and then he lost 10 minutes.
10
That's
minutes.
like
13 minutes.
schizophrenia
Yeah.
level. Like you are going down
Insomnia.
some
What's the
insane
what's
pot.
the
Like,
one where so the fugue, is that's what it's called when you like go it like you just lose time in your life?
oh, like catatonia.
It's not, no, I'm gonna cut
Because
this.
that is a thing
What
too.
is the thing that happens in Breaking Bad that he
I have
uses
no
as an
idea.
excuse? Okay, now I'm tough. I'm definitely cutting this. He quickly scrambled around his apartment, trying to make it look nice. That didn't take long since he cleaned up before his friends picked him up. Authors know. I forgot to say, that's why he was in the airport in the first part. His friends, FRENs, nice, brought him on a ONNA, nice, road trip. But so this is like cute language. His friends, like small beam. I hate this shit. I'm taking a stand against it. On a road trip. But he didn't feel like driving back, so they paid for a ticket for Tyler to fly back.
Dude, what a loser. What?
He didn't feel like driving, so his friends bought him a ticket back?
Man,
What about his
I have a
car?
story about this. I have a story about this. I went to high school with somebody who she her family went to I think Puerto Rico for for Christmas and New Year's, but she didn't want to go. She wanted to like go back home and spend time with her high school friends. So she started a GoFundMe to get money for a plane ticket, and it worked. Like people donated to her, and she got enough money to fly back. Like absolutely psychotic.
I mean, that's what GoFundMe deserves.
Yeah, that's exactly what GoFundMe's for. That and political campaigns.
He rushed to his bedroom and made sure there wasn't anything weird out. There wasn't, thankfully. Cool. He went back down the stairs just as fast and lit a candle before the doorbell rung, signifying Josh had arrived.
As doorbells often do.
Yeah. He walked to the door, trying to control his nerves. He opened it to reveal a pleasant-looking Josh.
I'll be honest, I've never taken a flight and after and been like, damn, I need to have sex right now. 15 minutes after coming home. Like, damn, I'd love some sex right now. Yeah, different strokes for different
Yeah,
folks, I guess.
the
Sorry, you're right. That was stupid. Damn, fuck.
the airplane makes me horny.
Airplane makes me
Me
horny.
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 He smiled, letting Josh into his small but nice house, well,
Mole.
apartment. Whoa, did you catch that though? It's called small but nice house, well, apartment. I kind of like that, honestly.
A house. It's a home, but it's not a
Whoa.
house.
And then it just says anyway, period. This is meta. So Josh,
Anyway,
why'd you want to come over? The mentioned looked at Tyler. Wow. Love that. The mentioned looked at Tyler, shrugging before saying, I guess I just wanted some more friends. Again, FRENs, if I'm being honest. He paused.
friends.
If only for a
Is that a
moment.
21 Pilots thing?
Maybe. I don't think
21
so. I think
Friends.
that's like very raw XD.
Right. Like, it's not a
Yeah,
phase,
I'm
mom,
cute.
sort of thing. Yeah.
If only for a moment before continuing, or maybe more than friends. The way Josh said
Oh,
that last
is it
part,
spelled the same way?
yes, shiver up Tyler's spine. Nonetheless, he
Friends
nodded.
or more than friends.
He decided to start some simple small talk after a moment of silence. No, you're not going back to small talk, buddy. What are your hobbies? Collecting
You just
stamps,
French kiss this guy on an
soliciting
airplane.
sex. Sleeping, eating, listening to music, drumming, drawing, just a few things, really. I don't think a majority of those are hobbies, Josh, Tyler said before covering his mouth and giggling.
Those are all hobbies.
Josh thought it was the most adorable and pure thing he'd ever witnessed. What about you? Tyler seemed to ponder on this for a moment before responding, painting, drawing, and making music. Josh's eyes lit up as Tyler said the
Making
last
love.
thing. Yeah. Do you have any finished songs I could hear? Yeah, actually, but he rubbed the back of his neck. That's the second time.
Yeah, well, of course.
They're a little dark or sad. Whatever. Come
Oh,
on, I'll show you. This is like the origin.
yeah, this is the origin
Creation
story.
It's all
Yeah, I
here.
mean, this is Blurry Face right here.
This is the ground. This is the
He's,
brick.
he's like, wow, I
Brick and
didn't know
mortar.
somebody stole your car radio. That's so sad.
Now you just said. Tyler finished his sentence by standing up and walking into the kitchen, where another door was. This is the basement, if you're wondering. Reader. Tyler said, motioning
Wait.
towards the
He lives
door.
in an apartment, doesn't he? Isn't that what that whole...
Oh, maybe he lives on the bottom floor. I mean, our apartment building has a basement, but it's just
But are
like
you
really,
allowed to, like, go into it?
yeah. There's no real reason why you'd really. It's just where like the electricity board is. If like the power goes out, you need to flip a switch. And
Maybe
like
that's what they're
there's heat
doing
and
here.
stuff.
Maybe the power went out and they
Yeah.
need to
Yeah.
turn the circuit breaker on and
But
off.
generally, they're like really gross.
Well, yeah, I mean, because nobody lives there, and you're not supposed to go down there.
Anyway, Josh nodded, following Tyler as he led him down the stairs. So I'm making an album. Okay, so I confirm that this album is a. So anyway, let me read the passage.
Yeah.
So I'm making an
Get to that, yeah.
album called quote No Fun Intended, fun spelled PHUN, no fun intended, and these are a few of the songs that are going to be on it. Tyler said, sitting at a chair at a desk with a computer on it.
In his basement.
Yeah. So
Okay.
this is canon. This is true. Before 21 Pilots, Tyler Joseph, because he's the singer-songwriter,
Right.
he was making stuff by himself, and one of the things that he made was this album called No Fun Intended.
That name is so stupid.
Yeah, that doesn't. Those aren't good optics to me now.
How old was he when he did that? Just out of
I think
curiosity.
very young.
Very young. Yeah. I mean, I don't think you could make something like that, like, as a man. You know what I mean?
So this one is called Hole in the Ground. That's canon. Maybe I'll play a little bit of it right here. Hole in the Ground. I really like it, honestly. He played the recording and Josh was in awe. Tyler's voice was incredible. The lyrics were a bit sad, but amazing still. Here's another one called Dollhouse. And so you just see, but this is peak fan fiction. I honestly,
Right, yeah.
this was I do love this part because this is when I think fan fiction is fully accurate. This is clearly these authors' favorite songs.
Yeah,
They are proud that they know about this album. They're
yeah,
proud how deep their fandom. They love these fellas, and they're just using all their interests right now, and it's just a pure fantasy.
yeah.
The creation of 21 Pilots featuring all their favorite things. Here's another one called Dollhouse. I made it a few weeks ago for school. I'm in college, if you don't know. H-E-H. He said as he started the next one. And here's the Lace song, Lace completed, I think it's supposed to be last, completed song, Time to Say Goodbye. Josh thought it was the saddest out of the three. Suddenly, he came up with an idea. Tyler, we should start a band.
Of course, of course.
I'll
We should
be
we should
there.
be pilots. 21
Well,
actually of them.
so if you believe it or not, this fan fiction is about to come to a screeching halt. Tyler, we should start a band. Tyler gasped before nodding while smiling. It'll be called, Josh started, 21 Pilots. Tyler, why that? Based off of a part of a play that I love. Josh nodded, and their musical career started. The end.
The end.
So that is
Damn,
also
I was
like
expecting a lot more smut. I'll be honest. You didn't give me what I want. I guess we're working into it. We're working into
to
it.
tease. Maybe they'll be more.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No
Oh,
worries.
you know what? No, the other part, the other story by Fetus Joshler, even though it's called One, I remember looking at that one. They're on a tour bus, and I think in that they have sex. So I don't know.
I'm okay actually.
All right. We still need to get. Now that I say, I forgot that. Didn't we say we were gonna go back to that Pirates of the Caribbean one as well?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll look into it. We'll
Yeah,
look
we'll
into it.
sort that out. But there we go.
That was insane. That one was, I mean, really incredible.
But
That can't be how it actually happened, right? I mean, you told me they were friends for, I mean, did they go to the same, I assume the thing that said that he was in
well,
college was not.
actually, so in reality, there was
Mhm.
a 21 Pilots band before it was just the two of them, and there were three people in
Oh,
it. Then those two people left because they didn't think the band was gonna happen, and then
fair.
uh, Josh Dunn hopped on board, and they became a duo. And the 21 Pilots is reportedly based off of the part in some Arthur Miller play where 21 Pilots die because he sold them faulty parts. He sold for money.
I think it's funny that the O's in pilots and one have like the like line through it when
Yeah.
that's just like literally a letter in like Norwegian or
Yeah.
something.
Like,
It's
look
like
how
that's not
weird
as
this is.
it's like that's just like a letter.
This is
Like they use that
crazy.
letter all the time.
You're a little bit psycho if you. They have coined themselves schizophrenic pop.
Yeah, schizoid pop.
Schizoid pop.
I'm surprised we didn't mention that before.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say this fan fiction was schizophrenic fan fiction.
Oh, I don't think we've quite gotten there yet.
No, no,
I
not
think
quite
we've.
yet. I want to read a fan fiction by a truly insane person.
I mean, is there anything left to
I
say?
mean
I mean,
that
there's
I
no
feel like
comments.
that one really was very self-contained. You know what I mean? Like it was very much like I understand exactly why this person did it. Like they were like there's
Yeah,
probably no like definitive version of how these two people met, and so they just made their own.
fill in the blanks.
Yeah. And like it's like basically Mad Libs except for 21
Yeah,
Pilots. I do think you're right though that like there was a very genuine moment at the end where it was like clearly this person had gotten in an argument with somebody online or maybe in person, but probably online about like the best pre-21 Pilots songs that are in the 21 Pilot canon.
oh,
And like to prove them wrong, this person wrote a fanfic about it.
what I think is those are just their favorites, and they're what are the songs that I should like name drop them.
Right,
I
right,
think
right.
I think there, as with all humans and especially humans, there's probably some element of like vanity
Yeah, of
to it,
course.
but that feels weird to say. But
Like you can imagine like the idea of like, oh well, these are my favorite, so that must be then like the ones that are the most meaningful to their relationship.
yeah,
Like, and that's what the fan fiction is arguing to a certain extent.
right. Fans fiction. This is truly a fans
Fans fiction.
fiction.
It's a truly a
Fans
fans
his
fiction.
a fans historical
Fans
fiction.
fans fiction.
Fanfic for the fans. A true fans fic.
You're a fic head right now. You're being a fic head.
Yeah,
Little bit of a fic head.
I'm always a little bit of a fic head. But I think we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
I thank you so much as always for joining us, and
Yeah.
we'll see you in the next one. Hope you
See you then.
enjoyed. Bye.
Bye.